Well, hello, my friends. Today we're going to be talking about the differences between a website and a marketing funnel, sales funnel, leads funnel, any funnel. Okay, there's a difference, or at least between a good website and a good funnel. So you could do either with either one, but the tools that you use to create either one are going to be different. So, for example, if you're building a website, you want um, a good CMS, content management system. So you want something like WordPress is one of the most popular ones, which allows you just to have everything managed so you can do everything on your website. You can sell stuff. If we look at Century 21 right here, I just plugged them in because that's a name that I'm familiar with. I've seen it a lot. Um, Here they've got all these links along the top. So they've got find a home, sell a home, mortgage, join Century 21. And if you click on any of these, it drops down with even more options. Okay, so you've got everything under the sun. You can find everything that you need here. Okay, that's what's great about a website. As you scroll, it brings up actual listings. Ooh, I like that house. Okay, I'm sold. I want to buy it. I'm gonna give you a call. 4 beds, 7 baths. Well, hey, 7 baths in a 4 bedroom house is pretty awesome. I'm down with that. My wife would certainly like that, aside from the task of cleaning them. Um, then they've got their app that they're promoting for you to get, all this stuff, but it's all driven toward kind of just like promoting the image. It's branding. Functionally, it's not anywhere near to what a funnel is. We'll go into that in just a second. First, I want to click on Facebook and see. Okay, good. So at least that brought up their page in a separate tab. So it brought up a new tab rather than taking you away from their website. It just added another website to it. Okay, so let's go over here to a real estate funnel that I've been building and talk about some of the differences. Okay, so you'll see here, as a real estate agent, you'll be able to put your logo here, your own logo, and we've got a very clear hook right here. 21 pitfalls new home buyers wish they knew. And that should be enough to hook someone into reading the rest of the sentence right there. Wish they knew before they bought their first home. And how you can avoid them to save money, reduce stress, and even set up your purchase in a manner that will ensure your spouse or children inherit your property tax-free. Now, if you've already bought a home, if you already own a home, you're probably thinking, well, dang, did I do that? Like, what's the alternative? What could happen right now if I die? And so this is kind of interesting information that people are going to hopefully get hooked by, and they're going to say, okay, this is interesting. I want to know that. The phone number is up here really just for credibility, to show you're not just trying to grab their information. Like, they could call and talk to a real person anytime. To reinforce that this is safe, we have the "we do not spam, rent, or sell your information" statement right there, so that they know that they're safe with us. But most people still may not feel comfortable giving you their information there. And that is the entire purpose of a funnel, is to get someone's information. That's the sole and only purpose of this funnel, is to collect information, to get leads, so that then you can market to them continuously. And it shocks me how many people don't get this concept, because when you think about it, why is Facebook successful? How do they make their money? They have over 1 billion users. In fact, I think it's close to 2 billion users now. And they can get your information directly to the right users that are going to be most interested in what you're selling or what you have. And so they have a list They have millions of lists, actually. But that's how they make their money, is because there's value in that list. If you can imagine you grew up on a farm out in this rural area, and along your property, the road grew into a 5-lane freeway, 5 lanes going each direction. And it's this massive freeway now with tons of cars going by, and you get to the point where you take over the farm, and farming is a really hard industry now, and you're looking for ways to improve your income, and you feel kind of stuck with this, and it's not what you were used to growing up, and it's not what you knew, and you feel a little bummed about that. And all of a sudden there comes a knock on the door, and you open the door, and there's a short, balding gentleman in a suit with a briefcase and little round eyeglasses. It's a brown suit, kind of maybe a polyester suit. You know the kind of person I'm talking about. But he comes and he says, "I'm interested in your barn out there." And you think, that's odd. This guy clearly doesn't have any animals to board in my barn. He says, "What would you charge me to rent the side of your barn for me to paint signs on? I want to put up a big sign the full length of your barn, 40 feet wide, 15 feet tall. We call it a billboard. And we're just going to build that on the side of your barn because you're right next to this freeway and there's all this traffic going by. And I can find businesses that will pay me to put their advertisement on the side of your barn. And I'll pay you to use your barn. I'll go out and do the work to find the people to pay for the advertisements. And you'll be getting paid just for having a barn that was already paid off already anyway." Okay, does that sound pretty great? If you were that farmer, essentially, if you're online, you have traffic. And if you're in business, you need more traffic. You want as much traffic as you can get, but you want to own that traffic. So you can either go to Google or go to Facebook or YouTube or any of these places, and you can pay to get your billboard in front of their traffic, or you can put an intermediate step here. So you can create a funnel. Let's just imagine that this was your website, or that you are interested in digital marketing and you want to go and market to Century 21 and you want to say, "Hey, give me $20,000 and I will get you traffic that you own, that you can market to anytime you want." And all you have to do is you build a funnel like this. You have to have something that's a hook or a bribe. They call it a lead magnet, and that sounds a lot better than a bribe. But really what you're doing is you're offering to give away something free in exchange for their information. That puts them on your list. Now you have a qualified lead that you can market to anytime you want. So you might drive people to this page first on Facebook. You might pay for Facebook traffic because they already own that traffic. So you pay Facebook to get people to come to this page. You entice them to give you their information with a really great giveaway, really valuable information. And what's really great about that, if you're a real estate agent here, and you just change the information for whatever industry you're in or whatever your business is that you're building trust. You're not asking for anything. You're not selling anything. You're just building trust. They're going to say, "Okay, this is interesting. This looks like stuff I need to know." And that's when they opt in and say, "Okay, yeah, give me the information." If they're not quite ready for that yet, we continue to build that trust a little bit more, a little bit more. This is like the frog in the water. You turn the heat on and you warm it up gradually. You want to take your leads from cold lead to warm lead to hot lead to ready buyer, and that's when they pick up the phone and they call you and they're knocking down your door, begging you to be their agent because you've given them so much already that they trust you above and beyond any other agent that possibly exists. This is one of my favorite ones right here. Avoid bad agents. You could change that if you want to be more positive to pick a good agent or pick the best agent. But then that sounds kind of salesy, and they feel like you're kind of bragging about something. What I like about saying avoid bad agents here is that in the subconscious mind, I'm a big believer in inception, where you get people to feel like you're giving them the idea that you want them to have, but they feel like it was their idea. So what this does is this tells people, hey, I'm going to give you the secret of how to identify a bad agent. And I'm not going to incriminate myself. So therefore, if I'm telling you how to recognize bad agents and the information they're hearing actually sounds logical to them, like, yeah, that makes sense. I can see how that would be bad. And I didn't know that. I didn't think about that before. You're telling me really good things here. They're naturally then going to associate you as a good agent because you wouldn't incriminate yourself by giving them the secret of how to identify bad agents, right? And just like there's bad cops, there's bad agents, there's bad everything. There's bad apples in every area out there. And so you can look at this like you're throwing other agents under the bus, or you can look at it like you're protecting your industry, you're protecting yourself, you're letting people know, hey, there's always bad apples. I'm going to show you how to recognize them so that we can weed them out and people stop doing business with them, and you only do business with good agents, even if that's not me. Okay? So if they're still not convinced by this point to say, oh, wow, okay, this is really good stuff. I'm going to come back up here and give them your information. You come down here, and now's the time where they get some face-to-face time with you. They get to see your eyes, and you give them your 3 very best tips right here, okay? Now, I mentioned earlier that the difference between a website and a funnel is that the funnel is directly one purpose and one purpose only, and that's to get their information so that you can nurture that relationship, start building trust and building a relationship to where they get to the point that they can't imagine doing business with anyone else because you've given them so much and they trust you, they know you. You're going to get people knocking down your door that act like they're your nephew Jimmy, and you're their helpful uncle that they know, like, and trust because they've gotten to know, like, and trust you. And people do business with people they know, like, and trust, right? And all of that can be automated through a funnel. So I'm going through how that happens and how that works. There's no option to go anywhere else. Like, they're going to build a relationship with you or they're going to disappear, and that's it. Those are the options, right? And if they're not interested in building a relationship with you, you don't want them wasting your time. Let those people go. There are enough good qualified leads that you don't need to waste your time with not qualified leads. And that's something that people have a hard time with. Like, it's like they want to win every single person over, and I would rather just win over the easy ones that have the money in hand, they're pre-approved, they're ready to go, and that's the people I want to spend my time with, not the people where I have to, like, give them a college education, find them a job, and coach them through savings for 3 decades before they can afford a down payment and and do anything with this, right? So you're going to give away here, if they get to this point, you want this video to really seal the deal. And so a lot of people are going to think, oh, well, yeah, I'll give them 3 tips right now, but I don't want to give my best ones because I really want them to give me their email address. That's the opposite of what you want to do. You want to give your very best information here because that's what's going to give you the most likelihood of them giving you their email address. Once they give you their email address, like, you don't have to give them your best information. Now you've already got their email address. So what's going to happen here is if you have really impactful tips, really great information here, they're going to say, wow, that was amazing. I like this guy. I like this gal. Really good information. I'm sold. I want the other 21 tips. And they're going to come here and they're going to give you their information finally. What's also going to happen, the reason that we have these links here, I told you the one objective is to get their information, right? The one objective is to get as much information as you can, to grow your list with as many contacts as you can get. And so once you've gotten to this point, if someone is ready to give you their information, and that's only going to happen if they don't feel like they're being sold anything at all, if they feel like they're getting really good information, and again, this is applicable to any industry in the world. Anything that your business is, if you're an artist, a musician, if you're in network marketing, um, real estate, if you've got digital products like digital education, online courses, if you've got books, this is really great for authors, and the funnel is structured differently for that. But for anything, this works for absolutely everything. The reason that we have the share links down here now, which to some people feels like a different objective than collecting their information, is that no, like people aren't going to share this with other people before they've gotten the information for themselves. But once they get that information, they think this is great. This is what makes your funnel go viral, so that you've got viral growth. And that only happens if you're giving away stellar information that makes people say, wow, I didn't feel like I was getting sold to at all, but this information was incredible. I've got to share it. I've got to show people what I've learned. And people love to share information, and it makes them look like they're smart without doing any work. And then what other buyers say about us. So you're already kind of assuming they're a buyer, you're calling them a buyer, you're treating them like they're a buyer, and you're saying what others have to say. And then you want to get testimonials here. Testimonials will increase your conversions by, I think the latest study showed 72% increase in conversions when you have real people, third-party credibility testimonials there, okay? So they give you their information. This is the next page that comes up. Super simple. Just says, congratulations, your free new buyer's guide is on its way to your email. Go ahead and check your email. You can write your email out there. You can say it will be coming from this address. Make sure you don't miss it. And then go on and you can offer now a second lead magnet. Okay, say want even more insider secrets? Unlock our special bonus list when you share this report with your friends and you get them to share it again. And these links will share that first page. Okay, so now your funnel has one objective and it's going viral. You could also, if you really wanted to get people over to your website, you can start with a funnel landing page like this. This is where people land. You capture their information, and then once they enter the information, it pops up here, and you have something that says, thank you, your information is on its way. In the meantime, have a look at some of our current listings. Just scroll down. And when they scroll down, they say, oh. Now you know that now you're getting people to your site that are even more qualified. So you could just be running ads to get people directly to your site and have a bounce rate. But you know if they come to your site from this page and they've already given your information, you're going to have a lower bounce rate. They're most likely going to stick around. They're going to be higher quality potential clients that are more likely to make you more money with less effort. And so that's the difference. Is now that you've got them here, you want them to go through all this stuff and find their way around. But initially, you've got 8 seconds to hook someone and keep them around. Otherwise, they're going to bounce. 8 seconds is what they'll give you. When they come somewhere like this, they see your logo and they see this 21 pitfalls, new home buyers, and this can be anything you want. This can be 13 secret tips. I mean, you can make it as positive or negative as you want. You can use fear of loss or desire for gain. There's all these psychological ways that you can do that, but here it's a lot easier to hook someone in 8 seconds. And so you run an ad that comes here, it's congruent when they get here, and you're kind of weeding people out before they even get to your website. And then once they give you your information, you don't have to pay for that traffic anymore. You can send autoresponder emails to them. And so what people typically do is they have a series of emails that will span a year. They usually send one every day for the first 3 days, and then they skip to every other day for the rest of the week, or for the next 2 weeks, the rest of that week and the week after. And then they might go to 2 a week for the rest of the month, and then they'll go to like 1 a week for the rest of the year. Okay, so that comes out to be somewhere around 60 emails, and not all the people who sign up for your information are going to open and look at every email, but that's fine. That's why it's called a funnel, is because it starts out wide. You're just dumping, not everyone, but you're dumping targeted likely leads into that, and then you're narrowing it down, narrowing it down, narrowing it down until you have, eventually, it takes a little time to get there, but eventually you have a steady stream of qualified people, just like standing on a conveyor belt with money in their hands, ready to jump in your sack when they get to the end of the conveyor belt. So you get this all set up, you get the machine set up, you flip it on, and you let it start running, and then you wait and wait and wait for everyone to get to you. But then once they get there, boom, it's just one right after the other, and you are like jumping to catch all these leads, jumping off of the conveyor belt to jump into your little sack, and it'll keep you all kinds of busy, and life is going to be much better. And so again, that is the main difference, is that over here you are sending traffic that someone else owns to your page, that the majority of them, sadly, are going to bounce, and a lot more are going to feel confused and search around and just get, quite frankly, get overwhelmed by all of the options. But if you can start warming them up in that process, and also the other great thing that the funnel does, aside from being super simple and easy and one objective, and helping you to own your list so that you can remarket to them anytime you want, it gets them invested. Once people click on one of these, that's pretty easy, but oh, well, I made an effort, and now you wouldn't believe how much more likely people are to give you their information once they've clicked on that and said, yeah, I want it. And then like, oh, I have to give you my email? Well, I've already clicked, okay. And the conversion rates go up dramatically with what's called a two-step opt-in process, and that is where step one is you click here. Oh, step two, I have to put in my information and click again. Well, okay. Way more effective than if your only option is, well, put in your information right now and click here. Okay, so it's good to have that there so that you're being transparent and upfront right from the beginning. Yeah, we want your information. We're going to send you something. But then they get down here, they get excited, and they're like, oh man, this just feels really easy. And then it says, give us your information. Well, they don't feel like they got the bait and hook, because they already saw up here that you wanted their information to send them something. It's just they didn't get committed until they're down here. And down here we made everything fit better, and we made it easier for them, and they weren't being distracted by an opt-in form while they were watching the video and getting to know you. And so everything in a funnel is very, very specifically, very carefully calculated to bring people through a process where they get into your funnel, start receiving autoresponder emails. They're giving them helpful information, educating them, uplifting them, supporting them, to where they come and they're about ready to give you your commission already when you haven't even sold them a house yet, because you've already provided so much value and they love you for it. And that's when they're going to trust you. And the great thing is, all of this works on autopilot, and you don't have to spend your time trying to nurture that relationship to that point. You get to work with people that are calling you up saying, hey, hey Joe, you're the only person I trust. I know you haven't met me, but I know you. I'm really hoping that you would be my agent and help me buy a home or help me sell my home. And people are going to come with that trust already built. And all you have to do is say, yeah, absolutely great. When can we schedule in? Let's meet. Let's get this done. And it's going to be way less work on your plate, and you'll be dealing with way better clientele. Is there some people that this will alienate? Yes. There's some people who won't go through this process and they'll go, oh, I don't want that. I don't. And then they'll go to the yellow pages and find someone and call them up and end up giving them all their information that way and still have to give them their information. But hey, do you really want to work with those people? Or do you want to work with the people that are like, yeah, I'm ready to get this done and I'm not scared to take the next step? And that's, in my belief, one of the great things about a sales funnel or an opt-in funnel is that it sifts the crowd for you. It filters out the people that honestly you just don't want to be spending all your time with. Now, some people do. You cannot convince them that their time is better spent on one person than another. And they have this weird belief system that no, somehow I'm going to find like this magical situation where I find the person that you would never suspect and it's just going to be golden. And they spend their entire career looking for that one person because they've heard a story like that once, while they ignore all the people that are golden every day because they want to do things a different way or like leave things to chance, whatever. But if you want to take control of things and get right to the heart of it and find qualified people that are going to be easy and fun, enjoyable to work with, then a funnel is the way to do that. And I am actually giving this funnel away for free. If you want to click the link below, I will give you this funnel. You can modify it to your own liking, to whatever you want, put in your own video, your own information, your own testimonials. You can change this from real estate to anything else that you want. If you're a real estate agent, you definitely want this funnel for your own use, and you can modify it, customize it with your own logo, your own phone number, and your own information. Your own lead magnet. It doesn't have to be 21 pitfalls. It can be whatever you want, whatever you think is most pertinent for your area. In Florida, it might be how to make or how to pick a hurricane-proof house or how to hurricane-proof your home. And if you say how to hurricane-proof your home, that's less likely to hook exclusively new home buyers or people who are going to buy a home than if you say how to pick a hurricane-proof home. Because then, if I was in my home that I'm going to live in for the next 35 years and I see how to pick a hurricane-proof home, I'm not going to bother you. I'm not going to muddle your list or send you my information. But if you say how to hurricane-proof your home, that's still really great information. And it could be the same information that you give ultimately, but then you're going to get people who are saying, yeah, I'm bunkered down. I'm going to stay here forever. I don't need an agent and I never will, but I want to jump on your list and get that information. So you can say how to pick a hurricane-proof home and then send them a lead magnet that says, ultimately, the only way you can truly ensure that your home is hurricane-proof is if you do it yourself. And here's how. Here's some of the things that you can look for that will help so that this has the right bones for me to hurricane-proof it, but I'm going to tell you how to hurricane-proof your home. So I hope that makes sense. The hook is different, but the bribe is the same. The actual information that you're giving them is the same. I'm just saying make the hook specific to your goal of what you want to do. So anyway, if you want this lead, if you want this funnel, this lead funnel, then whether you are an agent or you would like to go and sell this funnel that I'm giving you for free and you'd like to go and sell it to agents, and you can go and find agents and say, for $500, I will give you a funnel. For $5,000, I will build a customized funnel directly for you. Hey, you can do that. And it all starts right here with this free funnel. So a lot easier than building a website for people. As far as like this is way more work, building all of this stuff. This takes more planning, more understanding of what the goal is. And so the work is actually simplified, but the knowledge is of what is of great value. And if you want to grab this funnel for free right now, I'll also send you links to the best knowledge out there. I'm not going to be your guru or your coach, but I will send you information about the best knowledge that you can possibly get. And that, my friends, in a very long website sort of definition, is the difference between a website and a funnel. If you want the funnel definition, the funnel style definition of what the difference between a website and a funnel is, a website is massive and huge and people get lost and confused. A funnel has one core objective, one simple, narrow path that people cannot deviate from, that leads them to the goal that you want to accomplish with them, which is to build your list so that you can remarket to them for free. You don't have to pay anyone for that traffic because now you own the traffic. You own the ability to send as many emails to them as you want. And that is more effective and less costly than any other form of marketing. So it's going to save you thousands. It's going to make you thousands. It's simple, direct, and easy, and that's the difference. And you can get it for free right now. Click the link below. Hope that makes your world better and changes your life. Thanks for tuning in.